Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine on the Navy Sports Network. Mids with another productive weekend on the basketball floor. We'll try and do it again coming up this weekend as they'll have a pair with the American University Eagles. Joining us now from the men's basketball team, Richard Njoku. And Rich, right now, what's the feeling in that locker room as you guys are off to a pretty solid start, but having to wait literally 6 days in between playing games from one weekend to the next? How different a dynamic is that right now for the good feeling that's in that locker room?
And the locker room is great. Everyone's feeling well, and just a big thing with the team is just remaining focused because we're off to a great start, and our Coach D, is just making sure that we don't get too comfortable with it. Because at the end of the day, the biggest goal is win the Patriot League and make it to the tournament.
No doubt about that. Obviously, the back-to-back stuff right now. You guys have played the home game first, and then the road game, and then this weekend you played the road game and the home game. Any preference right now as a player, having done both now so far through the first two weekends?
Honestly, personally, I definitely like the road game first and the home game second, and then just being able to wake up in your own bed and being ready for the game is awesome instead of having to drive first thing in the morning.
You played in the WCAC, obviously at St. John's. How big of a preparation for you was that for obviously what you're having to do now on the Division I level?
I think St. John's definitely prepared me to be where I'm at today, especially like in the weight training environment, because we're blessed to have like great facilities, especially with the Under Armour connection as well. Having Kevin Plank gone to my high school, so we train the same day. I've been blessed with great coaches to help me prepare and overall learn more about the game as I've gone through.
Your improvement already here into your third season, incredibly noticeable. Right now, uh, I'm not sure there's a more athletic big in the league. You love to run the floor. We talked to Greg Summers last week, and he talked about one of the big reasons why you all are being so successful in transition is you are outrunning a lot of bigs, getting to the other end and making some things happen. What's been the key to your development now into this third season where you've enhanced taking on obviously a much bigger responsibility for this basketball team?
I think it's just overall just learning more with the offense and the defense, and just been given the task to just continue to get better. I think it's one of the things with Coach D is like we're always competing. Like nothing's ever certain or written in stone. So I just like the competition wise. Like every practice is a great practice because we just want to get after it.
I was going to say the fact that you and Deaver probably push each other. I mean, right now, you guys between the two of you are averaging 16 points per contest, and you add the rebounding numbers in. That's really good production at the five spot. How much do you guys push each other in practice? Because it's clearly giving both of you better results in the game.
Every day, push each other every single day. Coach D literally has us paired up against each other with multiple drills. So we're just trying to get after it because we know, like, if we get better on the practice floor, it's just going to be easier in the game.
Obviously, so far during the course of this season, you guys have been able to go play some pretty good opponents. The fact that you guys were able to go into, fabled McDonough Gymnasium and being a local guy, to be able to go into McDonough, knowing what that gym has meant in terms of local basketball lore. How fun was that to go in there, A, to play, but more importantly, to get your team a win in that environment against the Georgetown Hoyas?
Probably my favorite moment of the season. That was a huge victory, and just being a local guy, like just being able to play there. That was my second time playing in that gym. We played our state's semifinals there. We lost, so that was my first time winning there. So that was just another experience in itself. Just being back in DC, just having to be able to play, even with no fans, it was just awesome.
Let's face it, playing in this area, I don't know if there's a lot of pressure, but the fact that there are so many great basketball players. I mean, you can go to any playground in a 50-mile radius of where you grew up and find a good basketball game. What is it about this area, this environment that both men and women, both, I mean, a lot of great women players, obviously Azee Fudd, the number one recruit in the country from this area as well. What is it about this area that is such a basketball rich area where, like I said, you can go to any playground within a 50-mile radius and you can find some good basketball?
I think it's just a drive. Everyone wants to get better. Everyone wants to chase the ultimate goal. Most people play pros, play in the NBA, and it's just like a family environment. Through my high school experience, a lot of the guys who are playing in various schools, I played with them in AAU, whether Team Takeover or DC Premier. It's just like that bond, that atmosphere is like knowing that the same guy on the court wants your job and wants to do something further with a basketball career.
Cam's team in AAU won down at the Peach Jam and things of that nature. Kind of take us inside that circuit, because you played at the elite level, as you mentioned, with Team Takeover and obviously DC Premier. That means you're banging on the best every single weekend. How much does that level of play prepare you? Because you're facing good dudes seemingly every single time you hit the floor on that circuit.
It's just awesome because now you get to test yourself of how good have you gotten over the summer? What do you need to work on? Or how their offers comparing to yours? It's just really just a competition every single day, especially playing on the Under Armour circuit with a DC Premier. But my last 2 seasons at AAU, I'm literally playing with different guys. I have friends who play at Notre Dame, Rhode Island, and just seeing their progress is just awesome.
For you as an individual, it's been the key for you to get through this pandemic as a student athlete, obviously trying to meet your obligations as a student in Naval Academy, and obviously on top of it, being a Division I athlete, trying to help a basketball team win a conference championship.
I think the biggest thing is just building tighter bonds with my family, especially through faith, and also with my teammates, just being closer together, because we know, especially at the Naval Academy, you're not doing this by yourself, and we're gonna do this at school and on the basketball court, and that just continues to increase our bond.
When you see what one of your brothers go down like Luke Laird did, does that even tighten that bond to try and pick him up by playing even harder? Because we're seeing guys like Jalen Walker, who's going to get more minutes now. We're seeing his improvement literally from one half to the next on the basketball floor. Does that kind of tighten that bond where you want to pick your teammate up in a situation like that because Luke was such a key contributor for you guys?
Absolutely. Like the loss for Luke, that actually is my brother. Like I remember my freshman year just playing right behind Luke when he was running the 5 spot, and he was just a joy to play with, always smiling, always has a great energy. And just seeing him go down like that is really tough. And also having to play these close games, these back-to-backs, is really puts it a lot on the lineup. And I'm just glad to see that everyone's just continuing to step up and we just continue to go hard in practice.
I'll ask you this: if for some reason you all are able to manage your way through this pandemic and win yourself a conference championship, Richard Njoku is in charge of the buffet meal. Okay, what are we putting on that championship buffet table at the end of this road? If you are in charge, you're the man. You're in charge of the cuisine. What are we eating and celebrating with if you guys can get to the end of this thing and hoist a banner?
Well, first thing's definitely steak, and definitely got lemonade. Love lemonade. Big fan of lemonade. Potatoes. Cuz Spade's gonna love this one. Just because at the end of the day, like we want to have a great time, and also got to remember that we want to eat right. Got to put the right fuel in our bodies. So can't pig out. So just
let me ask you about him, because
okay.
I bring him up all the time during the course of games. That's probably the most unheralded guy maybe in your entire operation, he and Hannah, with the work that they have to do, especially under the circumstances we're working under right now. But what does a guy like him mean in your development and that of your players to try and maintain your body during the course of a grueling basketball season?
I think for both Coach Spade and Hannah, they're probably the most important part of our team. Like Hannah especially makes sure that we're 100% ready to go on the court and practice. Like that's a big toll, especially the way that we bang every day. And with these back-to-back games, it's something that most people in the country aren't doing. So especially this back-to-back schedule, playing Saturday, playing Sunday, there's a lot of wear and tear. So we just continue to work on that. And Coach Spade, especially in the weight room, continue to get stronger. I could literally tell the difference from myself my freshman year until now. They're a lot stronger and a lot faster. I think their jobs is just amazing.
My 12-year-old daughter, you're her favorite player on this team, and she goes, "Man, he can really jump." What's been the key? What has allowed you to have that explosiveness and live up by the rim right now? Because there are some guys that at your height still don't live up by the rim, but you've found that explosiveness. What's been the key to developing that and obviously having that in your toolkit?
I'll say I've just been blessed, man. I've just been really lucky. My mom ran track in high school and college. So Genetically, I think that's where I got that from. Just the quick jumps and all that. Then I've just been working on this since high school, really, especially in the weight room. I say like the biggest change for me, just jumping was has been my sophomore to junior year in high school, as we really focused on explosive movements, and we continue to do that in the weight room today.
Having someone like that in your background that understands competitive athletics and obviously competed like that, how much did that help develop the competitive gene? Because some people don't get that. I mean, you get some athletes that are gifted, but they don't necessarily get the competitive gene where they want to go out and compete and earn what they're doing. How much did having someone in your background like that aid you in developing that competitive gene, which clearly you have out there?
It's 100%. I remember my earliest moments of playing basketball, 12 years old, where just at a regular basketball gym with our personal trainer. And my coach, the personal trainer coach, is like, all right, I want you to do 50 push-ups. At the time, I could barely do 10. So I'm sitting there trying to struggle to do 50 push-ups. My mom gets there right beside me, does 50, easy. And I look at her, I'm just like, are you serious? And literally since that moment, like she always continues to push me to get better and always constantly tell me things I need to work on, improve. And it's a lot different because of course she ran track and she's never played basketball before, but she understands the competitiveness in it. And she understands that in order to get what you want, you have to continue to work hard.
I was going to say, when you have those good moments, nice to be able to enjoy it with your family like that, because one day you're going to be able to look back on this. I mean, I had one that scored 1,000 at the Division I level. There's nothing like it. When you look back on this and to be able to share that with your family like that, is that what this truly is all about here?
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like we all know, the ball's going to stop bouncing eventually. And it's the relationships and the bonds that you create that's really going to tell. Like I've created so many friends from this game of basketball, lifetime brothers, and it's just awesome. It's amazing.
Richard, appreciate the time today. Best of luck to you and the Mids as you all battle American this weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.